So I want to start out today with a story about someone who came into my life for what I believe was a reason to help me to find my purpose and my personal why. His name was Frank, and Frank was a teammate, he was a colleague, and he was a friend. Frank was one of the nicest guys that I ever met. The first time that I met Frank, we connected instantly. He's one of those guys where when you meet him, you're like, oh yeah, we're gonna get along just fine. We met at an English pub in Manhattan, Kansas. Frank was from England, and he felt it was important that I get a proper bangers and mash dinner. We connected over our love of travel and going to experience new things. We connected over our love of the theater and how much we liked going and being involved. We also connected over our family and our friends and how much we enjoyed and how important it was to us to be able to spend time with them. One day I got a call, it was shocking, kind of out of the blue, that Frank had been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Frank was a little over 50 years old when that diagnosis came in, but he was the healthiest, fittest 50-year-old I've ever met. He was the head soccer coach there in Manhattan, and he was just the epitome of good health. And I thought if there was anybody that could beat it and anybody that could survive it, it would definitely be Frank. About 30 days after that first call, I got another call letting me know that Frank had passed away. Frank's passing was definitely sad and it was traumatic, but for me, it was also a catalyst, as it awoken within me my purpose and my why, which was this. I wanted to make sure that everybody that I lead and that I work with every day truly embrace the value and the preciousness of the time that we're given on this earth. Because none of us are promised another day. And so it's my mission and my purpose to make sure that they understand how important it is to have a healthy work-life balance. And I want them to know that, yes, work is important and that we have goals and deadlines that we need to reach, but that work will always be there. What won't be there is the times that we get to spend with our family and our friends. Early on in my career, I did not really understand the idea of a healthy work-life balance. Work was always the number one priority. I had to get it done. I wanted to get to the next level of work, and so I missed a lot of family events and a lot of events with my friends. As I look back now, I can't remember what those projects were that I was working on. I can't remember what was important about them, but what I do remember are the events that I missed, and I remember the people that were there that I didn't get to spend time with that are no longer here. So I encourage all of my employees to make sure that they understand how important and precious those times are with their family, and that work shouldn't come first. That family always comes first, that work will always be there. And so as long as they'll listen to me, and as long as they'll let me, I'm going to continue to preach that. The reason that I share that story with you is this. I believe that people and business are similar, and that when they know their purpose and they know their why, they can accomplish remarkable things. In my role with Cox Media as local sales manager, I have the privilege of meeting with a lot of small business owners across a wide spectrum of business categories. And one of the things that I have found is a universal problem, so to speak, is that small business owners work tirelessly to try and find a way to connect with their audience in such a way that that audience will choose their business over the competition. They've done all the research, they've read countless articles on marketing, they've read all the books on branding, and yet something is still missing. They're not hitting the revenue goals and the sales goals that they want to reach. They know they have a great idea, they know that they have a great product, and yet they just can't seem to connect with that most desirable audience. So the question is why? And here's what I found to be true. That if you don't know your purpose and you don't know your why, then selling anything is very, very difficult. You might have the greatest product since sliced bread, but if you can't clearly define and communicate what the true value of your company is, then the level of success that you're looking for is going to remain very elusive for you. You see, your company needs to strive for more than just more sales and more profits. Your company needs to stand out. And the way to stand out is to have a purpose and a why and a cause that your employees and your customers can connect with. So one company that does this very well and has a really great brand statement is Dove. Now, Dove is a soap company, one of the biggest soap companies in the world, but Dove isn't just about selling soap. Yes, that is how they make their money, but if you look at the Dove Self-Esteem Project, it is so much more than just selling soap. The Self-Esteem Project was created from a vision where beauty is a source of confidence and not anxiety. And their mission is to reach the next generation to help them to have high self-confidence so that they can reach their full potential. So not only is Dove reaching out and connecting with the next generation, they're connecting with me, a parent of 2 teenagers, who want their kids to have high self-esteem and to reach their full potential. And by making these connections, Dove has grown into one of the most successful soap companies in the world. I love this quote here. It says that purpose lifts an entrepreneur out of just thinking about themselves and their ideas. It gives them a wider context, which inspires more lateral thinking. It motivates others to join in the pursuit of that purpose. When I was about 10 or 11 years old, I got my first pair of glasses. And the first time that I put them on, to say that it was life-changing would be an understatement. I put them on and everything was brighter, and everything was clearer. But up until that point, I just thought the way that I saw the world was the way that everybody saw it, that it was that's just how it was. But as soon as I put them on, and I went back to school, I could now see the chalkboard. I could see what they were writing, and I understood what they were talking about, and it dramatically improved my performance at school. I used to come home with these just debilitating headaches. My temples were throbbing, I was sick to my stomach, my eyes hurt because I was squinting all day to look at the board. Those were gone. When I would go to the baseball field, now I could see the ball clearer, I could hit it better, I could catch it better. And so being able to see clearly empowered me to do the things that I love and to do them so much better. And every morning that I wake up and I put on my glasses and I go from blurry to clear, I'm reminded of what a gift it is to be able to see clearly. I think a lot of us that wear glasses can probably relate to that. Unfortunately, in the world today, there are a lot of people that don't get to experience that gift. There's 2.5 billion people around the world that need glasses that don't have access to them. 624 million of those people cannot effectively learn or work because of the severity of their visual impairment. And that's why I'm grateful for companies like Warby Parker, who has a purpose and a why to help those people in need get what it is that they need, which is those glasses. And they do it through their program of buy a pair, give a pair, which is exactly what it sounds like. You buy a pair of glasses, they donate a pair of glasses to someone in need. Now look, Warby Parker's a cool company. I don't know if any of you have used them before, but they'll ship you like 3 or 4 pairs of glasses that you can try on, pick out the ones you like, you can send them back, and they're only $95. So just in that sense, it's a great company, but for me, for someone who really embraces how truly wonderful it is to be able to see clearly, I connect with this cause, and I do business with this company because of that. The reason that I share these examples with you is because I think it's important to realize the benefits that when your company has a clear purpose and a clear why, it gives a lot of benefits to your company. For you as an owner, it gives you something to believe in. It gives your employees something to believe in, and more importantly, it gives your customers something to believe in. Today's consumers want more than just good service and good products. They want to connect with a company that gives back to their communities. That's why I believe that every company needs and deserves to have a purpose and a why. Now, finding your purpose and finding your why is going to take some soul searching. It's going to take a little bit of contemplation on your part. And we're about to jump into the part of the presentation where we're going to go through 5 questions that will hopefully spark kind of your thought and your journey down that path of discovering your why. We're not going to figure it out today. You're not going to walk out of here with a why in 15 minutes. But again, my hope is that when you leave here, you'll at least be started down that path. So we're going to go through the 5 questions first, and then we'll go through each one of them and kind of just dig a little bit deeper. So the first question is, when you started your business, what did you see that you wanted to change? When you started your business, what did you see that you wanted to change? The second question is, how can the pursuit of that change make a bigger difference? How can the pursuit of that change make a bigger difference? Third question is, what change do others want to see in the world, and how does your brand fit in? What change do others want to see in the world, and how does your brand fit in? The next question is, how can you articulate a purpose that will inspire your audience to trust and support your brand? And the final question is, how will your purpose motivate those that you work with? So let's dig in. So the first one is, what change do you want to see? What is the problem that you want your business to solve? And how is your business uniquely equipped to combat this issue? If we go back to Dove, you think about Dove, they're a soap company, a skincare product, they do hair care. They have a whole line of beauty supplies, which I think uniquely qualifies for them to be in the space of helping the next generation to have a positive self-image, and again, to help them reach their full potential. So as you're starting on this journey for your own personal why, I think that's a very important question. Figure out what uniquely qualifies and equips your company and your brand to start on that change. The next question is, how can your company make a difference? When you know what the problem is that you'd like to solve, what's your company going to do about it? How do you plan to make things better? And for me personally, I'm kind of a microcosm of this. I have some really bad back issues. It hurts all the time. I complain about it. I whine about it. But my girlfriend about 2 weeks ago said to me, she said, Mike, I'm going to have to ask you to quit complaining about it. You won't go to the doctor, you won't go to the chiropractor, and it doesn't seem like you're going to do anything about it, so just quit complaining about it. And I think as a business and as a society, if we're going to complain about an issue, we should probably come up with at least a plan to start to try and solve it. One company that's doing that very well is Cheerios. Now they want to put more good in the world, as they put it. And what they're looking to do is to help the next generation that's coming up behind us to embrace being kinder, being more inclusive. And so what they've done is they've put together a Right on Tracks program. And what it is, it's a series of songs that is designed to help parents to spark a conversation with their children around kindness, inclusion, and diversity, and empathy. So you could go to their website and you can get it, and they've also made it available on Spotify, so it's easy to get to. And this is how they're trying to make our community and the world that we live in a better place. The third question is, what change do people want to see? What issues does your audience see as important in the world? And by figuring this out, you'll be able to adopt the purpose that people already believe in. I don't know about you, but I love tacos. I'm a big taco guy. One of my favorite places to go get tacos is Tacos for Life. If you've ever been there, their tacos are flavorful. They've got a whole bunch of different kinds of tacos, and they're always good. I really do like their chips and queso, probably the best, but their tacos are amazing. But I don't just go there for their tacos. I go there because I believe in the purpose and the why behind Tacos for Life, which is this. There are 6,200 children in the world each day that die because of starvation, because they don't have enough food. Tacos for Life said, you know what? Solving hunger is one of the most solvable problems in the world right now. And here's what we're going to do. They put together a meal for meal program. And every time you go to Tacos for Life and you buy a meal at Tacos for Life, they donate a meal to somebody in need. And as you're sitting there and you're eating your taco, there's stories all over the restaurant about the impact that they are making with this program. But for me as a consumer, connecting with them and being able to be a solution to the problem is one of the reasons why I consistently go back to Tacos for Life rather than some other taco place. How do you want to communicate your why? And this is a very important topic, and these two questions that we're about to go through really tie in together. And so once you figure out what your why is and what your purpose is, how are you going to get that message out to your consumers and to your employees? So Panera Bread's a really good example to start with. You know, they want people to make better food choices. They want to make better they want you to make better choices about the food that you're putting into your body, the food that you're eating. And so they've dedicated an entire section of their website to help consumers to make those better choices. And then the last question, and this one for me is very personal, is how your purpose motivates your team. You know, part of having a purposeful brand is that your employees believe in that vision as much as you do. And when they do, they become ambassadors of your message. They take it out to other employees, and they take it out to your customers. Now, the reason that this one, for me, is so personal is this. In 2016, the Arkansas and Kansas team were one team. We were dysfunctional, to say the least. We had no purpose. We had no why. And most days, our offices looked like this. It was really low trust, zero collaboration. There was conflict, not physical, but there were some really heated conversations. And we had a very toxic culture. We lost a lot of good people that left to go work somewhere else. A lot of those people I wish we could get back. Unfortunately, we haven't yet. There's still time. And so we went all the way up through 2018. There were 10 teams in our region. We were the 10th team. We were on the bottom. We didn't hit budgets. We weren't hitting our numbers. The lowest point in this was when we lost all of our sales leadership except for me. I was the only one left. It was me and our VP. And I was thinking to myself, Mike, what are you still doing here? What are you hanging on for? In 2018, we had a leadership change at the top. We got a new vice president. And she came in and she realized right away what a toxic culture we had. And she said, you know what? Something definitely has to change. And the thing that she identified that needed to change was us, was the people. But in order for that change to take place, we needed to have a shared purpose, a shared vision, a shared why. And so we started our journey to find our why and our purpose in 2018. Now, I don't have all the time today to be able to go through with you and share you all the details of what we did, but I would invite you to do this. If you'd like to know more, you can either find me, I've got a couple associates there in the back, let us know. We're happy to go through that with you because it was a really amazing journey of discovering our purpose and discovering our why. And so when we got to the end of it, and we had the consensus of what our purpose and why was going to be, we knew that we needed, like the last question, a way and a vehicle to get that message out, to get it out to our internal employees and our internal customers, but also to get it to our external customers. And so we decided upon a video. And this video that I'm about to share with you is really a culmination of our journey of us getting to why.
What's your why? We don't often think about it. In fact, we may not really know, but it's our why that drives us. It's what pushes us past the obstacles, past the doubts. It's why we arrive early in the morning and leave late at night. And it's not about money. You love what you do because deep down you know it's what you were meant to do. At Cox Media, we once saw ourselves as a media sales company. But with our marketing research capabilities, our growing digital portfolio, award-winning creative, and a passionate team of professionals, being just a media sales company was limiting. We didn't know our true purpose. We knew something had to change, and we decided we had to change. We explored what drove us, and only when we found our individual purpose could we come together to determine the purpose of Cox Media. After months of discussion, debate, and work, we created our why. We inspire and empower one another through discovery and collaboration to connect possibilities with the big picture. This is not some corporate PR speak or mission statement. It's a daily reminder of why we do what we do and how we want to improve our community. We want to discover where your passion comes from, to inspire you to discover your potential, to see your big picture and empower you to bring it to life. Then work in collaboration with you to tell your story to your customers. Because when your customers connect to your purpose, they don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it.
To consult
instead of sell.
to grow,
Through our clients' growth,
to connect.
not just communicate.
At Cox Media is what drives each one of us. It's our why, and we can help with yours.
So I'm happy to report that now we no longer have a toxic culture. It's actually one of the best cultures I have ever worked in my professional career. We don't even refer to ourselves as a team anymore. We refer to ourselves as family. And we actually just had a conversation this morning before I got here about how it's not just a team and how it is a family. I shared with you in the beginning about Frank and how he inspired me and how he sent me on my journey for my purpose and my why. But Frank didn't just inspire me, he inspired our entire team. Frank was there at the beginning of this journey, but unfortunately he passed away before we got to the end. But I can tell you, as we went through that process, and even as we continue on now, it is our mission to carry on Frank's legacy. As I mentioned, Frank was from England, and Liverpool was his favorite soccer team. And their song is, "You Will Never Walk Alone." And we've made a promise to ourselves and to our clients that they will never walk alone when they're with Cox Media. So I hope that today this has sparked a little bit for you to start on that journey to figuring out what your purpose and your why is. And I just want to leave you with this quote, which is one of my favorite, which is this: "The two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why." Thank you.